From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spar on the radio.
Hello to Cara Music. How are you today?
I'm fantastic, Ruben. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for letting me chat to you today. So, how long have you been a singer-songwriter for?
Oh, look, I suppose I really got serious in the last 4 to 5 years. I've actually played music for such a long time, had great ideas in my head, but I never actually got serious about putting it down and actually recording it properly until probably about 4 or 5 years ago, to be honest. So I'm sort of coming late to the party, but, you know, better late than never, which is a good thing, I think, which is a great thing.
So can you tell me what was it like going to the recording studio for the first time?
Oh my gosh. You know what, actually, it actually wasn't that scary because I've been playing for such a long time and I've been into studios playing on instruments before and all of that sort of thing, but it's never been my music. It's always been someone else's. It's actually a really comfy place. And the studio that I go to, it's called the Bass Studio in South Melbourne, it's in South Melbourne, in Melbourne, Australia. And it's run by Phil, who's an absolute magician on the desk. And my producer, Chris, works there as well. And it's a really wonderful studio to walk into. They know their stuff, and all you have to do is go in there and know what you're going to do or experiment with what you're going to do, and it's the most comfy experience. But I think it's like with anything, you can, although those sorts of experiences, they can be scary, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I've always felt comfortable in a studio and just felt like I can try anything and everything, and just it's always a positive experience. Not everything always goes the way I want it to, but it's always a safe place for me to be in there. I don't know. Maybe it's because I get on well with everyone too. I don't know. It's always worked well.
Can you tell me more about your debut single that you released called Pony Old Town Road?
Oh, can you say that again? I think the sound just went a bit funny.
Can you tell me what your first single, your debut single called Pony Old Town Road?
Oh yeah, I can tell you about that. So I suppose the ideas behind these have come from the idea that I always loved mashups, and I always loved piecing different pieces of music together, not necessarily modern music. Like, I don't know if you know, Ruben, but my first instrument was the recorder. So I actually used to paste concertos together and mash them up. I know, which sounds absolutely ridiculous, but all that sort of early music. So I used to do it a lot with that. And I just started finding that lots of people were doing mashups with modern music. And I heard one with Pony and Old Town Road, and I thought, you know what? I've got a great idea to make this even better. And I hear the idea in my head, and then I'm old school. I write it down on paper, give it to my producer, who actually puts it in the Pro Tools system, and then we literally have a sketch and go from there. And it just grew from me writing that down on paper to getting a live band in to record all the parts, to me having ideas about what sort of harmonies I want. And then I got a couple of people in who said, you know what, we can do better than just basic harmonies. We found about 50 plus different vocal harmonies to do on this track, and we just made it something extra special. Just as a really brief summary, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about all of them, but I was very excited to do the first one with Pony, that's for sure. So it's I don't know. It's one of those songs. It's a bit of a raunchy song, Pony, as we all know. And I don't know if anyone's out there, if they haven't listened to the lyrics, I've actually got a lyric video of it so you can follow some of the lyrics. But Pony itself is quite full on. So we're only taking certain parts of it. But it's got a great bass line in it, which is one of the things that we definitely brought across to the mashup. So when you hear that bass line in this track, it's just something absolutely special with everything else going on around it, that's for sure.
So can you tell me more about your current single called Happy Get Lucky? Lose Yourself to Dance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So this is, I suppose, like the other, like another group, like another, like electronic duo that I've always loved is Daft Punk. So, and look, they've been one of the premier like electronica duos, since the 1990s. So it's absolutely something special. So when Get Lucky came out, that was just such a fun tune, and having, the people that they had on it, to join them on that tune was just something else. And I love the fact that it's so upbeat, and it has such a great feel that I thought, what other tracks can I combine? And I also heard some tracks from Pomplamoose and some other people who combined like a couple of different tracks with Daft Punk for a mashup. So again, same sort of concept. I thought, what can I do to make this even more fun and just a little bit more special and, within my wheelhouse that I really enjoy. And again, with a live band and a horn section, how can we make it just really fun and just really play on that song? So Daft Punk obviously is a really big one with this. And I don't know, when you play any of these songs, you just can't help but move. And that was also, and just feel happy and dance. And that was also a factor as to why I chose those 3 songs to mash up. And I think it's quite fun. I don't know about you, Ruben, but I think it's quite fun.
So can you tell me more about your latest single coming out on the 17th of November called Toxic Baby One More Time?
Absolutely. So the next one coming is Toxic Baby One More Time. So obviously, I think you can tell from the title, so it's going to be a mashup with Britney Spears songs. I think this is definitely one of my favorites off the album Smash It Up. So because we've got about 9 mashups on this album, and they're each releasing about 5 to 6 weeks apart for the rest of this year and until the album drops September next year. So it's a bit of a wait, but it won't be that far away. But it's kind of a dark version of Britney's songs, and I don't know, another reason why I chose these songs is because I do play at piano bars a lot, where it's piano bar by request. And without fail, every night I'm there, both of these songs always get requested. So I'm singing them all the time. So I thought, you know what another great combination to put together. And they fit together so well. But the harmonies and the discords and the sounds that you can get with this, I can't wait for everybody to hear it, to be honest. And what good timing with Britney's new book that's just come out. I mean, we already had it planned that we were going to release it on the 17th of November, and she's released her book. So I can't believe my luck with the timing for the release myself.
So can you tell me more about your debut album called out in September next year called Smash It Up?
Yeah, so I suppose as I've kind of alluded to, this is definitely, Smash It Up is an album of what could I say? Like it's basically an album concept, and it was actually a show that I created of simply mashups with a live band. It's actually with when we first performed it, it was a band. It was probably close to a 20-piece funk band. So we had a band, a horn section, and a whole heap of singers to create the backing vocal effects. But it's basically recreating all these amazing tunes in a way that I don't think people have heard before. Because when we hear a mashup, it's one vocal line on top of another, on top of like another tune, and it's a bit more basic, these are really carefully structured mashups. So we have a lot of intertwining things going on. You can have 2 to 3 to 4 different things going on within the mashups, and it's not what you'd expect to hear. And that's also why I'm excited about this album, Smash It Up, as well, because every song we've spoken about, they're just, like I said, they're just not a normal mashup like you would think that you hear every day. So I suppose we'd say a mashup, like, it's more of a technique that involves the blending of two or more pre-recorded songs, like I've just said. But what I've wanted to do is get iconic, really well-known songs that people know that and they love every day, like including songs from artists like Gloria Gaynor, Donna Summer, Adele, Britney Spears, which we just spoke about, the Eurythmics, and other great bands and artists, and putting them together with more recent artists such as Billie Eilish, Tones and I, Jonas Brothers, Dua Lipa, Harry Styles, and just create them beyond the typical mashup. So and then plus having these recorded with a live band, it's unheard of, with a percussion section. You just don't do that anymore. 50 plus layers of vocals doing incredible things. It's just something very different that just doesn't get done anymore. So that's why I'm also so excited.
So can you tell me more about being an independent artist for you?
Can you just repeat that? Sorry, Reuben, we dropped out a little bit again.
Can you tell me how is being an independent artist for you?
What is it like? It's hard, I suppose. It's not all roses. So I actually have a normal job during the day. So at the moment I work, in the finance sector. I do lots of gigs on the weekends, piano bars, cover gigs, weddings, all sorts of things of that nature. So if you jump on my page, you can see all of the things that I'm involved in. But I work really hard. So, and being an independent artist, I don't have anyone paying for any of the things that I've done, any of the recordings, any of the time in the studio. Like, we've been working on this album probably for the last 2 to 3 years. So that's a lot of time in the studio. That's a lot of people coming in. It's a lot of charting. It's a lot of creativity. And I'm a little tired, but thank God, we're starting to release them now. So I'm quite excited about that. But it's, I think every day there's something to do as an independent artist. And so long as I can keep sharing my work, and, it's hard. Every day there's something that, you have to be there, and you have to be there on socials, and you have to keep, what's the word? You have to be consistent. So you can't just disappear and do a post once in a while. You have to let people know that you're around, and keep sharing your stuff, and keep gigging, and keep reminding people that you're, that you do other fun stuff, and keep reminding them to listen to your music. And then the other important thing to do is to also share other people's music that you love, other independent artists. So it's the only way that you can, like, the best way to support each other is to say, hey, I've got a show, but hey, look, my friend also has a show. Get out and support them. Look at the great things that they're doing, because it's not all about you either. It's about our whole community. So yeah, sometimes it's hard, and sometimes I've got to wait until there's a little bit more money in the bank to do the next best thing. But at the same time, I know that I'm doing this all on my own, and I'm making those tiny steps forward. So it's also exciting, and it's hard but exciting. And if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be speaking to you right now either. So yeah.
And finally, can you tell me, my listeners, where can they find you on social media?
I think you can find me absolutely everywhere, which is fantastic. So you can find me on Facebook. So I have tried to make it really easy, because my name's Karasmusicsocials. My last name is not very easy to spell. So it's Kara's Music with a K. So you can find me everywhere there. So on Facebook, Kara's Music. On Instagram, it's Kara's Music Official. I've actually got a YouTube channel under Kara's Music as well, where I've, put some videos up in the lyric videos to all the releases. You can also find me on TikTok on Kara's Music. So everywhere you can sort of imagine I might be, I'll definitely be there. And all of the platforms, you can actually find my music on pretty much every platform. And at the moment, very, very easy to find because I'm in a gold suit and pink background. And I'll just remind everyone that I had those photos ready before the Barbie movie came out. So I was already rocking the pink well before that was a thing again.
Thank you for letting me chat to you today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on your show. I so appreciate it, and I can't wait to speak to you again.
And I wish you all the success in your career.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. Thank you so much, Ruben. Let's speak again soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.